Why your finances can never stay in perfect order. Welcome to our video. Have you ever felt like you're constantly struggling to keep your finances in check? You're not alone. In this video, we'll explore the reasons why it's impossible to have your finances organized permanently and how you can overcome the challenges of managing your money. Many consider the book The Millionaire Next Door, written by Thomas Stanley and William Denko, to be one of the best books on personal finance ever written. The authors surveyed American millionaires and found that most successful people fall into two categories: accumulators of wealth and prodigious accumulators of wealth. They made this distinction based on a simple formula that multiplied a person's annual earnings by their age, and then multiplied that number by 10%. This formula was then compared to the individual's net worth. For example, if a 50-year-old was earning $100,000 a year, they would be expected to have a net worth of $500,000. If their net worth was significantly higher than that, they would be classified as a prodigious accumulators of wealth. The authors of The Millionaire Next Door proposed a system where people with a net worth of more than $110,000 were said to be prodigious accumulators of wealth, and those with a net worth below this amount were labeled under accumulators of wealth. However, the authors pointed out that this system does not accurately reflect what financial success looks like. The message of The Millionaire Next Door is that most millionaires look like regular people who could be living next door to you. In this book, a millionaire is defined as someone who has assets worth $1 million outside of their primary residence. The authors argue that most millionaires got to their status by being good savers, not necessarily by being good earners. The majority of millionaires were said to live in blue-collar suburbs, drive regular cars, and avoid spending money on vanity items such as designer clothes and fast cars. It is easy to see why this book is popular, as the idea that a regular person with a regular job can become a millionaire is broadly appealing to most people. However, Nassim Taleb, a finance PhD and former hedge fund manager, pointed out that the book had major issues with selection bias. If you survey a group of people, most people are going to live in blue-collar suburbs because most people live in blue-collar suburbs. Similarly, if you survey a group of people, the most popular car is likely to be the Ford F-150. Taleb believes that the Ford F-150 is the most popular car. Stanley and Denko's survey of American millionaires was not the best way to get an accurate representation of who is wealthy. It would have been more insightful to survey the suburbs with the most millionaires, the cars with the highest portion of millionaire ownership, and the careers that produce the most millionaires. It is not true that anyone can get rich if they are financially disciplined, as the book suggests. The 4% rule states that a portfolio should be invested so as to not draw more than 4% of the portfolio value every year in order to survive off the passive income. Richard at Plain Bagel did a video about this last month if you are interested in the math behind it. $40,000 a year is not considered rich in most places in the United States. You can make yourself comfortable in some areas, but you will have to make sacrifices. Most people can move to low cost of living areas and save money to put $1 million away for retirement. However, the term millionaires next door is a bit misleading. Even calling them financially secure might be a stretch. Nassim Taleb pointed out that the book was written in 1996 and was based on a survey conducted throughout the 1990s. The millionaires who got there through thrift, rather than high incomes, were helped by a market that had been favorable to them for 2 decades prior. Had the survey been conducted at the end of a prolonged downturn, like 1935 or 1982, it is unlikely that the thrifty millionaires would be as well represented. During these periods, average workers are more likely to be laid off, while high-income earners are able to take advantage of cheaper asset prices. The truth is that if you want to get rich, you need a high income. This is not something that sells well, so it is rarely discussed. A personal finance channel on YouTube would lose most of their audience if they said this only works if you are making 6 figures. The dream that anybody can become rich through thrift is just that, a dream. The Millionaire Next Door is still a great book, as it can teach you a lot about some very common financial traps that people fall into. However, it is best to think of it as the financially comfortable couple next door. Unfortunately, earners are just as financially unstable as their blue-collar peers. This is often due to lifestyle inflation. As people get older and progress in their career, they may make more money, but this isn't always the case. People may want a house of their own with a reliable car, nice suits, and even an imported car to park at work. People may also choose to stay home with their kids so they can focus on their career. Personal finance personalities may make it sound like succumbing to lifestyle inflation is a personal shortcoming, but many of these expenses are far from optional. If people want to take their career seriously, they may have to make financial sacrifices, such as living in a high cost of living city or having a stay-at-home partner or hired help. There is also the personal sacrifice to consider, as these careers may require working long hours. People go into banking, big tech, and other competitive and demanding careers because they pay well and they want to enjoy the finer things in life. However, the dream of achieving financial independence and never having to worry about money again isn't possible for most people. Thanks for watching our video. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights into the realities of financial organization and the challenges of managing your money. Remember, the key to success is not perfection, but rather finding a balance that works for you. By staying proactive and making adjustments as needed, you can achieve financial stability and reach your goals. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and insights.